who always carries a little note with him. And let's see whether I can do it like he does so excellently. Mr. Antonio Villegas, Ambassador of Mexico, Your Excellency of the Singapore Diplomatic Corps, or Diplomatic Corps in Singapore, Dr. Shen, VP of NAFA, Ms. Bridget Han, Director of the NAFA Gallery, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I'm absolutely delighted to be asked to speak this evening for many reasons. I don't really know Tina Modotti until His Excellency gave me the invitation. So I did a little research, and the more I dug into it, the more affiliation and connection I felt with this wonderful woman. Despite her short career, she's obviously a talented photographer, and she left a great body of work about Mexico. I was told that she's politically driven, a very politically inspired artist. So I think that's why she's such a great artist, because through her highly politicized eyes, she saw Mexico in a very different light. She also left us a photograph of great Mexican artists, especially the muralists of the 1920s. I'm incredibly intrigued by her personality, her life history. She's beautiful. She started from scratch as an immigrant to North America. She worked, she had a very humble beginning, but then later on she became a movie star. But once she found photography, she found her calling. She was a beautiful woman, but she obviously worked hard. Despite the fact that I had this suspicion that she's probably charming, and she charmed her way through a lot of things. She obviously had a great appetite for life, and for men, for that matter, if we count all the men she's associated with. But I find that the most enduring thing about her was all the things that she is associated with, the sort of things that made the 1930s and 1940s of the world a much better place to be. She is a humanitarian. She followed the plight of the people. She dedicated herself to the service of people. And because of her work, it took her to Malaga, and she met and worked with my hero, Dr. Norman Bethune. Some of you may not know him. Dr. Norman Bethune, very easy for a teenage girl to select him as a hero. He was a surgeon, he was a medical innovator who, like Tina Modotti, abandoned his wonderful medical career in Canada and devoted all his life to people who are very humble, people who were suffering in the Spanish Civil War and subsequently in China in the Sino-Japanese War. Well, enough about Tina Modotti, the star of this evening. I am so honored to be here also because this exhibition tells me something. This exhibition shows what a great country Mexico is. That ability to assimilate all the elements from the like-minded people, but all the elements from the controversial people, from those people who at that time may not have been desirable. You expelled her, actually. You expelled her. She was a fugitive, poor woman in the country she was born, and subsequently in her adopted country. But the courageous thing, and I think it took a lot of bravery, and I think it took a lot of intelligence to let her rest in Panteón de Dolores. And I think this is the sort of gesture that makes Mexico, a magnanimous nation and magnanimous people in the country. For a fugitive soul like her, which I've nearly broken, I think there will always be like-minded people who will praise her, who will cast her in the memory forever. So if you would allow me, I would like to read the epitaph written by another sort of fugitive writer, the Nobel laureate from Chile, who wrote DSCN0030's epitaph. Beautifully written, I'm sure, in the original Spanish, but the English is just as beautiful. It reads, and it's very short. Pure your gentle name, pure your fragile life, these shadows, fire, snow, silence and foam, combined with steel and wire and pollen to make up your firm and delicate being. Thank you very much.